ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. It is Thursday, which means that I will be doing some live painting today. Now, I was mentioning when I was doing a random show last night that my general overall shows may shift around a bit, but for now, we are still both on Twitch and on YouTube for tonight. So if you're watching on either place, feel free, let me know, say hello. That'll be fantastic. Grey Paladin, just lurking and painting, mate. Well, thank you very much for joining anyway and bumping up those viewer figures for me. It's fantastic. Thank you very much. Grey Paladin is one of the founding members of the League of Starting Streamers, something like that. I'll put that up there anyway. Who have been massively helpful getting me to where I am after just a few days. And I have just popped up a follow account actually that wasn't there the other day. It would be nice to see if we can reach that. I mean, it's only 3 days to go to get 20 followers, but I've pretty much done that in 2 days recently, so that'll be fantastic. But yes, I am going to be painting Eisenhorn this evening. He's almost done. I've been doing him mostly on YouTube for the past 5 weeks now, but now I'm here on Twitch. I think I'm going to push the show. Normally they're about 90 minutes on a Thursday, but I think I'll push it a little bit longer to get this guy finished, so that next Thursday I'll start on a brand new project, and maybe I'll start streaming a bit more often than just on a Thursday. We will see. Bunny Up Studios, thank you for the follow. Thank you very, very much for coming along. So yeah, we're going to get cracking on with that hopefully in a little bit. But before I do, let me just quickly give a quick shout out to my 3rd tier and above Patreons, who are Reese, Wayne, Tim and Chris. Thank you very much. Your names are sliding that way across the top of the screen. Thank you very much. Without you, these shows wouldn't have happened in the first place. And speaking of shout outs, if you would like to send me some pictures over on any of my social media, and you can find the links down below, you can over in the side there. Send me pictures, let me know what your Instagram is. You can go on my story, and also I'll pop a picture up there, and my computer just randomly picks them from the folder. So feel free, send me some pictures, and I'll put the pictures in the little slideshow going on there. And yes, 19 to go. Look at that, it's fantastic, isn't it? If you haven't already, go check out the LSS in their Discord over there. My usuals haven't turned up tonight, which is bizarre. Normally I have Ragnar in the chat with me as well. He's keeping an eye on things, but we'll see if he shows up later on. But for now, we'll get cracking on with painting this guy. Yeah, hopefully we'll have him finished at some point tonight. Now, if we have a look now that you can see the model, he's coming along nicely. I'm quite happy with the way that I got the old silver fox thing looking on those temples last week. We have got some various bits and pieces to do. We've got some gold to highlight. Bunny up, no worries, feel free, take your time. So we got the gold to finish, but most of what I need to do, the front view is pretty much done, but I do want to have a look at the back here. I've been using this model to practice my layering, so I blended up the red, and I'm quite happy with that. I'm reasonably happy with the way that turned out. We have, of course, the shoulder pads at the top there, which I'm reasonably happy with. I'm not going to keep going back and fixing everything, because I want to, remember how it looks, so that I can see what I need to fix in the future. But the cloak, I think, could probably do with something doing to it. So I might visit that later on in the show. But for now, the skull in this bit needs doing. We need to get that finished painted. I haven't finished painting that yet for the first time. And we've got some highlights to be done. Thank you for the host, Great Paladin. Thank you very much indeed. So yes, let's get cracking on with that. We'll grab some paints and we will get started on getting this guy painted. So the first thing I'm going to do is start picking out these things. Now I was going to do them in gold, and I am following the box art, and I realise that they're pretty much the same colour as his shoulder pads. So I have been using these. So we'll grab some Incubi Darkness first, and we'll get on with that. I just wanted to check actually as well whether the music was coming through. I'm listening to it to myself on through my speakers, and I think I've got the various levels right. You shouldn't be able to hear my voice coming through again. I am listening to myself to make sure it's all working fine. Hopefully that's not coming back through, but the music just about is, as long as I'm quiet. Right, let's get some of this painted down there. Can't stay long, you've got to go to bed in about an hour. That's perfectly fine. One thing I have noticed actually, that Twitch is very, very addictive. Over the last 72 hours or so, I have been staying up far too late watching all the streamers on Twitch. You get up at 2 AM for work. Wow. Right, I couldn't do that. I couldn't get up that early in the morning. I am not a morning person. Not by a long shot. Right, let's see. I do have some Colia Green Shade. Let's see how this looks. Taking a risk here, seeing how this. Oh, that would do nicely. Have some kitchen roll handy. Wait for that to dry. Let's grab. What do I want to do in terms of steel? I think I'll do Runefang steel and trash. My wrists have been killing me shaking all these bottles. One of these days I'm going to build myself one of those automatic shakers. I would get one, the old nail varnish ones, but they're so noisy. They would be terrible. You imagine me turning one of these things when they're on the desk. They vibrate the desk like crazy. It'd be so noisy, it would be terrible. Ragnar, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining me. But yeah, I want to build one that's kind of... I'll probably build one out of wood and use a hobby motor that spins, but then use a cam and shaft and stuff. But then what you can do is fill that with... Ragnar, thank you for the host. Thank you very much. But yeah, I'll build one of those things with, fill it, line the inside with some foam. And then when you've got a shaft that goes up and down, rather than it touching wood on wood, which will click every time it touches, you pack that with a bit of foam as well to cushion it. I reckon that will work. It's just a case of getting it built. And I don't know much about electronics and motors and stuff, so it'll probably take me some time getting that done. I've got an idea. My wrist kills every time I shake a bottle. I am just about to finish a commission actually, and that might give me the funds that I need to go out and try something and give something a go. So maybe I'll do a stream of me playing around with it and seeing if I can figure something out. You may have already explained what it is, but what is the follower goal at the top of the screen? Well, the follower goal at the top of the screen, just there. If I reach 50 followers, and I also reach 3 average viewers over an entire month, I will reach affiliate, which will be nice. It's kind of the first goal for pretty much any streamer. So yeah, I'm 19 away. Thank you to Bunny Up Studios for popping their follow earlier on in the show. And then, so that'll get me to my 50 followers. I've already met the requirements for streaming on different days and streaming for a certain amount of hours. So hopefully over the next... Well, I've got it for 3 days because that's the end of the month. But if I don't reach it at the end of the month, I'll just put it up for another month and it'll be the same target. But yeah, so that's basically what the next target is. And that's really loud. I think I'm coming. I'm sure you can hear that. Sweet. What does affiliation mean for you? Well, essentially, I mean, it means that I can... you can subscribe to my channel. And I can set up... I think that's when I can start doing things like emojis and hype and that sort of stuff on the channel. I'm not 100% sure exactly what it opens up for me, but it basically means that people that want to help support the channel, there's more options to do so. and especially for people who don't necessarily want to go down the Patreon route, because I know that a lot of people don't like it. And in fact, actually, if it could end up being that I might actually drop Patreon altogether. We'll just see what happens. But yeah, it's basically a goal that I'm trying to reach. So. So when that happens, Patreon may go. It may stay. I might just have to change some tiers, just to make it so that people can do both if they wanted to, and just generally just spread out the tiers and the rewards and stuff. Need a drink. Be right back. No worries. Right. Let's get some Calibrate green in here. Really tiny brush now. Let's go back to these green stuff oil brushes and see if I can get this to work tonight. So, as normal, normally this show would go on until about 8 o'clock-ish. Maybe about 8:30 sometimes, but I want to see if we can get this model finished. So we're going to push it. We could end up pushing it tonight. So we might be around for a while. Let's see whether a longer haul helps with your general viewership as well. All shared on Twitter, Discord, and various groups on Facebook. Thank you very much, Wayne. I didn't do much social media today. I've kind of been busy. The commission that I've been working on is so close to being finished. Kind of filled up, took up a lot of my brain power today. I hadn't even got the streams ready until about 6:30 tonight. Completely forgot to change like thumbnails and stuff. So yeah, I said last night we're in a period of transition. It would appear. I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen overall, but there is definitely a transitional period coming. lots of notifications suddenly just turn up on my phone from virtually everything. I'm not sure why. A bit bizarre. Right. It's like my phone wasn't connected to the internet and then suddenly it was. And my new cable seems to be working. Do you know, or just see me as your social media and promotions man? Absolutely. You do a fantastic job for me, and I do appreciate it, mate. I forgot what I was just saying then. Right. Okay. Right, we're going to get some gold on this now. We're going to see if we can pick out, see how this looks. It's shaking up metallics, and metallic paints, that's what kills my wrist. And everything has got some metallic on it. All the gold and silver and everything. Oh man, so painful. What I might do is we'll see if I can get this commission finished, and then yeah, I'll get that thing built. I'll see if I can do it. I'm not sure what to build it out of yet. I'm sure it doesn't need to be overly complicated. So I don't need to. Yeah, I could probably do it out of MDF. And I've got some foam knocking around that can use to dampen the sound. I think it's more the electronics that's the issue. So you know, getting the right motor to maintain it. Not sure. If anybody has any knowledge of motors and hobby stuff like that, maybe drop me a message. I know roughly the design, it's in my head easy enough. I mean, it's a simple design. It's just getting the right materials and the right dimensions so that it works as to how it's intended. I mean, it's not an original design either. I do remember seeing, what's his name? I think it's Luke Towan on YouTube. There's a railroad videos, and you may have seen them pop up on Facebook. That's where I found him actually. He does his hyper realistic dioramas. I think he built his own. I think it was him. Mr. Hobby stuff do you want? Well, I'm thinking about building myself a paint shaker. I mean, it's not a complicated design. I think the most important part to get right would be the electronic section of it. Other than that, I mean, it's pretty simple design. I don't know anything about motors, which is possibly the most important part of it. You know, I've got things like drills and stuff that I could probably butcher to get a component out of it, so I wouldn't even need to go out and buy a motor. I don't know whether a motor from a drill would work. Oh, it's a grenade. Okay. Hang on a minute. Who's here tonight? I don't know. I think Bunyip and Grey Paladin. Bunyip's going to go get a drink, and Grey Paladin is having a look, bumping up my figures for me. So let me give you an idea of the design, right? So essentially, what I'm going to do, let me grab a piece of paper. Bunyip has got his he's got his drink. He's still here. So yeah, we got a bit of paper here, right? So basically, all I need to do. Right, where's me there, right? So what I'm going to do is I need to build a box. There you go, how's that for hand-eye coordination? Right, so what I need to do is put a motor here, and on that motor attach a circular disc. Attach off center to that is a bar. Right, and that is attached to a thing that has a pivot point, and then as that rotates, that goes up and down, which of course shakes this bit. And I'll have a set of jaws that can house both. Well, can house them and them, but then also house one of those. I have a couple, and so that's all I need. It's quite simple. And then the box itself will be lined in foam to reduce internal noise, and then here and here we'll have a foam cushion, so that as that vibrates, it's hitting cushion, so it's not clacking up against itself. But other than that, that's simple. The important thing is the motor itself. I don't know what motor I would need, and I also don't know, you know, how to power it. So yeah, and I think it was Luke Towan on YouTube who built himself something similar out of acrylic, which was fantastic, and he used you know, railroad model stuff, but the problem is his was noisy as well, and that's the most important thing for me, is to reduce the noise, because the ones you can buy are cheap enough, they're just really noisy when they vibrate because there's no noise cushioning. So the other thing as well is obviously cushioning the feet as well, so that it doesn't but other than that, that's essentially all it is. And that's what I want to build. If I can find the video, I'll show you what I did. That would be fantastic. I mean, if you've got a link to a video, feel free to pop it in the chat. Or actually, no, don't pop it in the chat. Send me a message. You can join my Discord if you wanted to, where you can pop a link in the Discord. Yeah. I would love to see what other people have done. If they've done something similar, I can't be the only one who doesn't like. I can't be the only one who doesn't like the noise. You should be able to share a link. Yeah, it's just I don't know if the link will work or not. I've got no problem with sharing the link. It's just whether it will work. And also, once I close it, I lose the link. But if you actually send me a message on something, I can actually see it in the future when I've finished. So I am stealing your job, Wayne, yeah. Right. Okie dokie. So, let me rag and fresh shade. Oh, there we go, it does work. There we go. See, I've got to try and remember to follow that link when I've finished, and if I don't, and I close the chat, I lose the link. So, I will try and remember. Is the music coming through though, guys? Is it it'll be in my chat bot. Oh, okay. I'll have a look. Is the music coming through when I'm quiet? Is it loud enough? Ah, there we go. There goes my wrist. Ah, my fingers. A pinching motion. Ah. Right. Alright. Let's see if we can do something about this cloak. What I want to do is really water down some grey. Close game, Eisenhorn. That's got to be tough coming by these days. Not too bad. To be fair, my local gaming store had it in stock, so I picked it up when I could. I don't know how difficult it is to find other than that. It might be difficult, I have no idea. Right. So, here we go. So this is me practicing now. This is something I haven't quite mastered. I want to do something about this cloak because it's really bugging me. So I'm going to see if I can layer up. I have no idea if this will work. You can hear my echo in the background. That's fair enough. I'll turn down my turn myself down there. That'll help. Gonna lurk a while keeping an eye on this. Absolutely. Close game. Thank you very much for coming along and giving my numbers a bump. And feel free to lurk away as much as you like. What I might have to do is actually come back in with some black on this and darken that back up again. What is lurking for? Have you got your channel open in another window? Yeah, I have. I like to be able to listen to myself. I have some issues with my internet, and the first time I'll know whether my internet is cut out is if I can't hear myself talk. So yeah, I do have it, and there's a delicate balance between having the music up loud enough so you can hear it, but also not too loud so I can't hear myself, but then having myself quiet enough so that you can't hear it. A delicate balance, but I think we're close to where it is. And what's lurking for? To keep numbers up. Yeah, that's absolutely. So you can see I've currently got 9 viewers. Evidently, not all 9 of those people wish to talk. And some of those 9 people will have opened up my channel and are just sitting there listening to me, or doing whatever it is that they're doing. But there's 9 people currently watching me. And it all helps. Like I said, it all helps coming towards this as well. So, and there you go. See, Grey Paladin he's just listening in. I think I needed to add a bit more black onto this. It's something I've been learning over some of the far more skilled Twitch streamers that I've been watching. Certainly with over the last few days with Adepticon that is currently on at the minute, and a lot of the streamers I was watching had Adepticon just around the corner. I've put some paint on my palette here. And I am so used to it. If you have a look at this side, this is the kind of thing that my palette uses at the minute. I use a massive amount of paint. It's ridiculous. I just dump it on and I start layering it up. And it's something I've been watching and I've been learning, and I'm using much thinner paint, and I'm just trying to layer up. I'm trying to get better, especially with these models that they're not a commission or anything. It's just I saw it and I just wanted to paint it. So I'm trying to level up my skill, as it were, and so I'm trying to layer this up a bit, see if I can make it look a little bit more natural. That's why I say this stream may get pushed than the usual. What colour am I using to highlight the black? It depends on what I'm doing. This time I'm looking for quite a... I don't know whether I'm going for a warm black or not, but currently I'm just trying to use Mechanica Standard Grey as my mid-tone. And then I'll probably go somewhere towards either Pallid Witch Flesh or maybe up to Thunderhawk Blue, but I don't think I want to go that high. I might do. I might go that blue. I don't know yet. Right now I'm just trying to learn how to layer more than getting the colours right. It's more of a technique issue that I have rather than colour choice issue. And it's one of the first models that I've done this with, so yeah, I'm not really too fussed about it not working well. As long as I learn something from the process and I can look at the model when I'm done, and I can say, yeah, I can see where that did or didn't work, that's a win in my book. You know, so it might not come out great, but as long as I learn something, I'm quite happy. Oh wow, I'm missing some stuff. Yeah, if you mute the tab at the top, not the video, the viewer still counts. Many streamers have a lurk command. Yep, that's what I'll be doing. I will be doing a lurk command eventually. Cool, thanks. Still getting used to Twitch. Judge Dave, thank you very much for joining me. Thunderhawk and Dark Reaper work well. Yeah, I agree, yeah. I think that might have been what I was actually using when I originally did this layer. Was Dark Reaper. For some reason I just went for Mechanica Standard Grey instead. So I might move up to Mechanica Standard, to Dark Reaper in a second actually. That is, yeah, we'll see how this looks. Yeah, let's grab some Dark Reaper now. Where have I put it? Here it is. Set my wrist off again. Don't have your brush too wet. That's a big mistake I always used to make. I think that's a mistake I made for those shoulder pads, is that my brush was far too wet, and in the end I was just puddling paint on, and the paint dried thin enough, but the paint was just too thick in the end, and so when it dried, it hadn't layered the way I wanted it to. But yeah, just mouth wet. And not much paint on the brush either as well, something else I've noticed. I'm assuming you're only using GW paints at the moment. I do have a selection of Vallejo paints as well to hand, which I can use if needs be. I started using mostly, I actually started painting with Vallejo. It's just that you know, when I've noticed that it's easier when you're talking to people about paint colours, because GW paints are just so well known. People just default to naming GW paints, and so rather than trying to convert everything in my head every time somebody mentioned a paint, I thought, well, I may as well just use GW paints. Nordic Tavern, hello there. And if I had a Ewan McGregor meme, I would post it, but I don't have it handy. Thunderhawk Blue. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Oh, God. It's one of the ones that I'd put in a dropper bottle. Okay, just for suggesting colours, if you keep a paper towel near your palette and touch your brush with it just before you paint, that will help. Yeah, that's a good idea. I do have it handy, it's just here, but it's just the other side of the palette. Oh, God. You know, I've said it many times, the biggest mistake I ever made was transferring my GW stuff into dropper bottles. I know a lot of people like doing it, but I hated it. The minute I've done it, I regretted it. So, let's see if I can mix these up a bit, just to bring a different colour. So 5 years of hobbying and I never knew yet. Well, yeah. I'm just asking myself where I found your channel. Following since today, but not quite sure where I met you. Oh, I'll tell you what, if you've only found me today, I have been all over the place over the last 72 hours or so, all over Twitch, getting to know the LSS crowd. So currently today I was watching, just recently I was watching Closed Game. I was watching Grey Paladin earlier before he raided Closed Game. I think that's all I was doing today. I've been a bit busy today to do much more than that. LSS. Parla. I don't know Parla. Paladin, yeah. There you go, that makes sense now. Casual Painter, thank you for the follow. Thank you very much indeed. My alerts are working today, and I can actually hear them going off. Thank you very much. You've come across me trying to learn how to layer paint properly. You found my stream from Discord. Thank you very much. Were you on the LSS Discord server? It's a fantastic group of people. Yeah. So, are we measuring painting years? I won't embarrass you all. Nordic Tavern just hit the 100 today. Fantastic. Oh yes, of course you hit 100 in the while you were watching Close Game, didn't you? So now I'm doing something I've never done before, not to any extent, is I'm now starting to think about layering up my paint by mixing white and black and mixing the paints together to try and layer them up. Let's see how that turns out. No, you lost. I'm better. Well, thank you very much, Wayne. Oh, you wasn't that close. You were only in Paladin stream. Oh, right, fair enough. I wonder if I can feather that out a little bit. Right, I'll tell you what, I am running the risk of getting some blinkers on when it comes to doing this cloak, so I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it as it is, and then I'm going to look back at that in a few days' time and see if I can figure out what I could have done differently on that. Double figures, I know, I'm hitting double figures. I'd never reached this high when it got to when I was on YouTube. So I am very, very grateful to every single one of the viewers today. Twitch has a much better viewer base, it would appear. Oops. Alright. Oh, actually, I'll tell you what does need doing is grab some pink collar. Alright. Oh. Let's have a gander here. What do we want to do with the rack of flesh? I think with the skull. I'm going to head off to bed. Have fun. Catch you later. Well, thank you, Bunny Up Studios, for coming along and joining with us. I will see you again another time, no doubt. I have to start highlighting some of that gold shortly. But for now, let us throw down some green for that grenade on his back that I didn't realise was a grenade. What's going on here? Sweet but Jesus, I just realised that. Let me look at this. We got written, all of that, can you see that? The words on there that are written on the bottle. Like, Jesus. I ain't gonna be doing that. The rune stuff. Well, so how many, you think about it, I was talking about building that, or that paint shaker. How many bottles of paint have I shaken in the last 3 minutes? It kills my wrist, it's unbelievable. If I can get one that does it virtually silently. Much easier. Alright, so we're going to grab some Auric Armor Gold. Oh man, look. Separated so much. Here we go. Oh man. How else do you everybody else deal with painting their, shaking their bottles, eh? I know that there's the old, clamping a jigsaw, but again, that's noisy. Couldn't do that. That should be pretty good. Let's get some gold painted. Grab a drink. Oh, yeah. Until it fizzes up completely. So, who else we got working, watching here, and what's everybody else working on tonight? I'm just going to let that bubble up, spit and splattering everywhere. There we go. No painting tonight. You work. You work. Got to get that education in, don't you? Nah, that's not going to work over there. League of Supporters Streamers, thank you for joining me. How am I tonight? I'm doing just fine. Apart from a repetitive strain in my wrist from shaking bottles of paint. I've brought it up a few times tonight. I'm going to think about building myself a nice silent contraption for shaking bottles of paint. Got plans in my head, I just need to learn how to do electronics. So, you know, simple task. Well, I say the plans are in my head, they're not in my head. I wrote them down on a piece of paper during the stream. That makes perfect sense. That's what I've got. That's what I'm going to do. But, I just need to get around to doing it. have no idea if the music is loud enough for you lot. Some of these songs seem to be really quiet. They're just a bunch of YouTube videos that, you know, copyright free and all that, but some of them are really quiet, some of them are quite loud. So I'm not sure how they're coming across. Certainly breaks the silence if they are, when I start concentrating. Quite happy with that goes. That'll be alright. Alright. Right, what's next? Highlighting that skull would be handy. Let's bring that up. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do something I never thought I was going to do. I'm going to cut that blasted bristle off the end of this Green Stuff World brush. It's an absolute nightmare trying to deal with that thing. Let me see if I can find my fine scissors. Unbelievable. Where's my scissors? Can't find any. Right, where's my knife? Never thought I'd do this, but that hair doing my head in. Let's have a look. See if they got rid of it. Might have done. I think I mentioned it last week. I think that bristle's called the guide hair, and it was just doing my head in. Just extended just too far off the tip of the brush. So by the time you're actually trying to paint anything, it bent out of to God knows where. Rather than guiding the rest of the bristles, it was forcing them in random directions as it bent. I forgot was his gold ring. Alright, we're getting there. We're getting somewhere. Not too much left to do on this. A few bits and pieces, but like I said, this show normally ends at about 8:30, but that was when I was doing everything on YouTube. I think I'll push it. Well, I'll just go longer. There is a 4-hour limit on YouTube, but I don't think I'll be streaming for 4 hours. We'll see. A few folks at home want to see another project start, or at least see me do something else. I may be tempted to stick around and do something. Next week I'll be starting on a brand new project that I will only do on a Thursday night. So if you're interested in watching that project from start to finish, that's when you'll see it. Although if that does change, it will change on a Thursday. If I'm going to change what I'm doing, I'll mention it on a Thursday. So that if you guys are watching along and want to see more, then you'll already be watching. So you'll know that there's a change happening. And as always, if anybody's got any suggestions about, what I do and how I do it, and things that you might say, oh, that would make this better, or anything, in terms of, when I'm streaming or how I'm streaming, feel free to let me know. perks. League of Support streaming is lurking. Feel free. Thank you very much. Wayne, semi-lurking, mate. As I'm working, I am still here. That's fair enough. It's very quiet, very relaxed stream tonight. That sounds of it. We'll all be here. Just doing our thing. That's why I want to make sure that the music was okay. That if you are, you're lurking and not listening, it doesn't really matter. But if you're lurking and listening, and all you can hear is just me shaking a bottle or rinsing a brush, it might be therapeutic for some, but incredibly boring for others. I want to make sure that it was all working okay, and that everything can be heard. Well, it was not far off finish though, I don't think. It's taken me about 6 weeks to get done. I haven't necessarily obviously been doing it every day. Touch up some of these highlights that have rubbed off. Really should start wearing rubber gloves, I think. Stop myself from rubbing off some of these details. Other than that, yeah. Very close to being done. How much do I have to do? I'm not really sure. I think I'm just making sure that I've done the best job that I possibly can. I mean, he's pretty much there. I mean, we have the base to do. Well, yeah, the room of the base. But other than that, I think he's pretty much there. And the question is whether you want me to, you know, do anything else. If you want to see me do anything else before I end the stream tonight. We've got a decent weekend ahead. So yeah, we could get some streams coming in this weekend that I would otherwise not normally have done. So you might get to see plenty of me over the weekend. Like I said, this show might start coming much longer than it used to. The show used to only be, you know, up until about 8:30. We're pushing, you know, 20 to 9 now. And I mean, if people are interested in what I'm doing, I could move on to something else. I mean, I want to start. I don't actually have the model that I'm going to be doing next week, so I can't get started on that one, but hopefully I'll be more prepared in the future. I'll just do some highlights on this now, I think. Some of the things that have technically been forgotten. Forget to highlight the collar. very concentrating on the work. So quiet. Yeah, but I think I'm going to call him done, I think. What I do is see if I can get some decent shots of him later on today. Later on this evening. I tell you what I do want to do is finally, very, very quickly, just highlight the gold for a final step. We have any opinions on whether you want to see me do anything else? Or should I start looking to see who we should raid? What do we think? Righty-ho. I think that'll do for him. And I am going to grab my Tamaya gold leaf, I think. Nice. Nicely mixed. There was a big discussion last time I finished a model. I believe it was with the old the Canon S, whether I should do a gold base. But I'm taking the executive decision this time. I'm doing it gold anyway. Because I think it looks awesome. There we go. Let's give that a minute to dry. He's amazing. Well, we'll get to him in a minute once he's finished drying, I think. There we are. Where's me thing? Let's bring it up so I can see what I'm doing. There we are. Yeah, I think he's doing all right. I think that's lovely. So of course I will pop up on social media. I will take some pictures of this. Kind of happy with the way that cloak went. It's not perfect, but yeah, we live and learn. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with that guy. He's there we go. And I mean, don't forget, I mean, I was using the box art, and I think he's, I mean, apart from the fact that it's really shiny and it doesn't show you exactly what you're looking at, but I think it came across quite well. So there we are. What do we think? I kind of like him. We will do a picture of that. Actually, if we bring this down here, can we see him there? It doesn't really show up very well in terms of image quality, but just about. There we are. End of the painted show. Here we go. So we picked up another 2 followers today, which is fantastic. I do appreciate every single one of those. It's fantastic. I mean, I can't express how much I appreciate how much the League of Supported Streamers has been doing for streamers and just in general for all of you lovely followers who just enjoy what I do. This weekend I'm on my own most of the weekend, so I might pop up randomly just doing some streams. We have a big commission that needs to be finished. If I grab the camera there, it's just on that shelf there. There's a few models just at the front here that need doing, so we'll get those done this weekend hopefully. So that might be what the weekend streams are going to be all about. But other than that, so yeah, for everyone who's come along, everyone who's hosted, I appreciate massively. So, but we'll do a raid now. We'll go raid Aid Cook. So don't forget to keep in the chat, and we will set that raid off. Well, I'll set it off right now, and yeah, we will go and raid Aid Cook. But other than that, thank you everyone for joining me, and I will catch you next time. All right, guys. Ta-ra.